What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the Occult Gaming channel with me, your host, Bellard Wright. And today, we're going to go ahead and continue our journey into Darksiders 2, Deathinitive Edition. In the last time, after doing a lot of work and finishing off all of our tasks, including Soul Arbiter's Maze and giving our friend Blackroot here all of those stone bites, I did say that we would finish the game before we initiated the Crucible. I thought about it a little bit, and one of the most satisfying things about completing the first Darksiders game was the fact that once I beat it, I got like 4 or 5 achievements like back to back to back for beating it on the hardest difficulty, beating it on the difficulties under that, and a couple other ones too. So I'm going to go for that this time as well. When I beat the game, I want to get everything at once. So I think the Crucible is tied to an achievement. Let me double check that right quick. I believe it's actually tied to an achievement. And if that's the case, because you have to beat Wicked K as well. Since that is the case, I do want to get everything all at once to get that final satisfying string of achievements. So I'll be doing that. I do have some hidden trophies here. And if you're not used to this playthrough, I intermittently say I go from between achievements and trophies every time. So just mean if I say achievements, I'm also mentioning trophies too. They're basically identical. So yep, Crucible is his own thing too. So I'm gonna do Crucible, I'm gonna do Wicked K, and I'm gonna also beat the game. So hopefully that's gonna get us all the achievements we need to get BFA. If not, I don't really know what to say if that's not the case, because I do have some hidden achievements here. So I think one of them's probably like equip a bunch of super rare gear, like of the highest rarity. So we can do that too. I think we have enough gear to do that. And I don't know what this other one is. I don't know what these other ones are. So I'll have to figure that out before we beat the game. But this episode itself will be dedicated to doing the Crucible. I think that'll be more than enough content to finish the Crucible. But before we do that, I do want to make some stone bites for our pal. Well, they're for me, but I'm gonna do it with our pal Blackroot.
You needn't hurry. I'm only stone. Yes.
So the only thing is, I forgot the mix of what stones to mix to get what you want. So that's gonna be a problem. But we have a lot of skill points. Well, I'm gonna actually respec so I can get more Arcane, and I'm gonna also equip gear to get more Arcane. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a time skip for you guys to get our gear in order.
Perhaps you would be kind enough to feed me.
And to get our stats in order. What am I doing here? As far as statistics, well, I want you guys to pay attention to the stats I have here. Level 22, so I'm still pretty low level. Experience points. I don't have any experience points. That's weird. You guys see the HP I have, the Wrath I have, the strength level, the defense, the Arcane, resistance, and I'm just going to be raising my Arcane even more. So that's my goal here, is to raise my Arcane as well as my Arcane critical chance. So physicality is fine, but I'm actually much more interested in Arcane damage at this point, and probably some Wrath regeneration. I'm going to try to increase that as well as my execution chance. So I'm going to go with a full-on mage build. Basically, I'm going to try to get the best mage type gear in the game. So yeah, this will be dedicated to that. Like the first maybe 20 minutes of this episode will be dedicated to me building a character. So just like those compilation videos with the collectibles. I'll also be doing a compilation for this as well. Alright, and just so you guys know, before I get my gear check going, I do have the Mystic Stonebite.
Right. You needn't hurry. I am only stone.
These guys are always interrupting me. I do have the Mystic Stonebite, the combination chart pulled up. So if you guys can just Google the various Stonebite combinations, but I'll just tell you guys right here for whatever you guys are looking for. If you combine 3 Mystic Stones, you get +5 Arcane. If you combine 3 Power Stones, you get +5 Strength. If you combine 3 Resistance Stones, you get 20 Resistance. And if you combine 2 Mystics and 1 Power, you get 2% Arcane crit chance. If you get 2 Mystic, 1 Resistance, you get +10% Arcane crit chance. If you increase 2 Power, 1 Mystic, you get +2% critical chance. If you increase 2 Power plus 1 Resistance, you get +10% critical chance. If you can increase 2 Resistance and 1 Mystic, you get +20 Wrath. If you use 2 Resistance and 1 Power, you get +20 Defense. And if you increase all 3 of the stones, 1 Power, 1 Mystic, 1 Resistance, you'll get +30 health. So what I'm actually counting on is I'm going to do Arcane. I'm going to build up my Arcane. Let's see how many of these these Stonebites we actually have, so I can make a good mix for these. I think we have them here in our main. So 34, 25, and 10. So what I'm looking at is, as far as my stats go, my Arcane is already pretty high, but I think I want to get that to maybe 70 without any level up. So if I do that, then that'll take, I can get it to 69 with a total of, I can get it to 69 quite easily, honestly. I can get it to 69 with only 9 Stonebites. Yeah, 9 Stonebites. We can get it to 74 with a total of 12 Stonebites, which will leave me with 22 of those. Okay, so we can maybe do that first. Raise that up to 74. Or would that be 74? Yeah, it would be 74, yeah. And I might even want to raise that higher. But if we do that, what else will we do? Because I want HP as well. That takes 1 of each. So I can get, how much HP would I like? I would like maybe, but you only get 30 HP. Is that worth it? Because my HP is already so high. Maybe HP isn't worth it if we're only getting it 30 a pop. Because we only got 10 of these resistance. And with resistance, so you get so much good stuff for resistance. Maybe 3. Maybe 90 extra HP, perhaps. But I think if we're doing more damage, then we probably won't even have to worry about HP that much. And we can just have our HP equipped via these talismans and relics. Things like that. And plus we have so many weapons to give us HP back that it doesn't really even matter. So I think I'm going to hold off on HP and just focus on Arcane. And resistance would be nice. What's my resistance stat looking like? My resistance stat is pretty low, actually. I think 29 is pretty low. I think we want to increase that by quite a bit. So maybe I should just, because you get +20 I basically double my resistance if I mix 3 of these. So if I'm using, and what else would I use these for? I would probably only want to use 3 once to get that resistance boost. But I can also use these for Wrath, which I think I will. Okay. Shit, man. This is tough. Because I want survivability too. So I do want defense and resistance, but I do want to be a really strong arcane user as well. So let's see. What if I have 34 of these all together, what if I use a total of 18? Which means...
If we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 and 2/3%, I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice.
18 of these, what's that? 3 goes into 18 by 6, right? So that would mean I would have plus 30 arcane. So that raised my arcane to 84. And I'd have, how many would I have left? 16? I have 16 of these left. And I can do some cool stuff with that. I could do 2 mystics and 1 resistance for arcane crit chance plus 10. If I do that twice, that's what am I at already? If I do that twice, I'm at, dang, I'm at 23%. If I do it 3 times, I'm at 33%. So I could do that. I could just raise that up. And I don't think I would waste time using the power soundbite for that. Only thing is, oh man, then Wrath, plus 20 Wrath. Oh man, see, that's the tough thing. So I have to really allocate how I'm going to use the resistance Stonebites. So with resistance, I think I'm going to use the 3 to get additional resistance. That'll leave me with 7. I'm going to use 2 to get Wrath, which will leave me down to 5. Then I'll use at least 3 to get arcane crit chance, which would take me down to 2. Then I could from there use the remaining 2 for extra health, which I don't think I'm going to get. I don't think the health is worth it compared to everything else. So I think first, let's do the Mystic Stones. Let's do the Mystic Stones first. We're going to do 18 for just a strong base level of Arcane. I'm going to go ahead and dedicate myself to that.
These are for you. Where did you find these?
So that's going to leave us down with 16. All right. All right, I done it. No takebacks. Let's go ahead and check that out. 84, looking spiffy, Death, looking spiffy. So that's pretty good as far as that goes. Next, we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and do the hard one, and we're gonna sacrifice for Arcane Defense.
Dinner is served. Delicious.
Okay, that's gonna bring us up to, should be 49 resistance, right? Yep. So that's double what we had before. Is that enough? Probably not, but I'm not gonna worry about it too much because I want more power. So next we're gonna go for.
You're right. You needn't hurry. I am only.
I need to learn how to just talk over this guy. Next, I'm gonna go for Wrath. So 2 resistance, 1 mystic. Or should I just go for the crit first? I'll go for the Wrath first. So 2 resistance, 1 mystic. Do I need Wrath though? Do I need Wrath? Do I need Wrath? I'm trying to think. Do I need... Because it's only 20. It's only 20 more Wrath. And that's 2 resistance I'd be giving up for just 2 more Wrath. Or 20 more Wrath. And my abilities end up costing... What? At the most, like 400, 300. I think at the most 400 for like something like that. Oh, that's only 100. Wow. Is that, yeah, that 400 is the most. So if I want to use something twice, I need to raise that up to 800, which I can honestly through weapons or gear. And I got Wrath regen, so it's not... Having just 600 Wrath, able to use 2 things, gives me quite a bit of power. So I don't think I'm going to worry about Wrath too much. And what's the Abyssal Armor give me? More Arcane. So even the Abyssal Armor gives me, well, that's Arcane and not Wrath, but... am I going to worry about Wrath? Let me just do the Arcane crit chance. I want to do that at least twice.
I have more stone.
I can
feel my strength returning.
2 mystics, 1 resistance to get plus 10% arcane crit. Okay, and I'm gonna do that twice. Right, and let me just see if I want to confirm that I want to just do arcane. Do I want to do regular crit chance? I suppose it's too late to figure that out. I think my regular crit chance is high enough, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Oh, that was damage. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. That's damage. I am extra stupid, honestly. That was damage. Okay, I was reading that all wrong. Well, we got a ton of damage, but I guess we do need to raise that crit chance as well. So I'm gonna focus on that next. 2 mystics and 1 power.
These are for you. Where did you find these?
Right, 2 mystics, 1 power. I kind of want to get that to 10%. I kind of do want to do that. 10%. How do I do that? 10%. Like 1 more to get 9%. I guess so. Guess that's the best I could do on that. I did mess that up.
Dinner is served.
Definitely misread that. 2 mystics, 1 power. And 2 mystics, 1 power. I'm gonna do 1 of each, I guess, since my I'm gonna actually increase the arcane. You know what? I'm just gonna increase my base damage.
I have more stone. I can feel my strength returning.
I'm gonna do this. More HP, and I'm gonna increase. What should I do? Should I do just 3 of these? 3 of these? And you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna do 3 of these. I'm also gonna do 3 of these. And I guess 2 and 1. Not how I wanted it to go at all, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Sometimes you gotta slow it down and read the fine print. Okay, but I'm actually not so disappointed with our stat spread, because this basically is going to be how I'm playing the game. Arcane is very high, resistance is pretty high, strength is pretty high. Defense is really, really high. Critical chance, critical damage. It's kind of a jack of all trade spread, but with extra emphasis on Arcane. So this is okay. I think if I had more of a selection, I would have went with more Arcane critical chance over damage, or just a mixture of critical damage and chance. I would have forsaken altogether probably HP and strength if possible. I don't really think it's too possible to forsake strength, because you kind of have power stones. You have to use them. You don't have to, but I mean, you have them, might as well use them. So next will be a gear check. Trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. I should have thought about that before I turned the recording on. Take a look at it. Take a look at our gear. Let's first see if we can get that gear achievement by equipping something purple in every slot. I think we can. I think we have that capability. Yep. Unless we don't have a purple, and we do. So that's going to get us that achievement. Let's take a look at that. Equip elite items to all slots. So that is that. So that takes care of one of those hidden trophies achievements. And we have two more that I actually do not know what these are. So hopefully we get them as we do the Crucible. But for right now, I'm going to go through my gear and gear check. And for the Crucible, I'm going to go ahead and rock what I'm used to rocking as far as the, what was I doing? The Angel of Death scythes? Is that what I had before? Shadow of Death. Yeah, Angel of Death scythes. So I'm going to continue to rock this gear for a while. I don't really think I have the gear I need to make a build worthwhile. I'm going survivability with that one. And that's going to get us extra arcane strength and wrath, which would be nice. Maybe I should focus on that instead of survivability. I'm going to go for survivability until otherwise. You know what? I'm going to actually rock out with what I'm used to first. Okay, I'm going to rock out with this for a bit. And what's this here? Oh, that just ups the guilt you find. No, thank you. I think Blade Master gives you extra power. Or is this the one that gives you extra power? Scythe damage. Reaper energy. Grim Reaper energy. Or extra chance for Reaper. Or execution, I'm sorry. Arcane crit chance. I think anything that increases the arcane crit chance is now what we're going to be wanting to emphasize. So that increases it to 26%. See if we can get higher than that with the arcane crit chance. Arcane execution chance. This is pretty good. Arcane crit chance is low, but otherwise pretty good. Wrath on execute. This one's really good. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with this one. The Vanquisher. Okay. So next what I'm gonna do is clean up my inventory and take a look at the shops to see what they have. And then see if I can build something a little bit better. Again, the stuff I want to emphasize is going to be Arcane, Arcane crit chance, Wrath, as well as a Wrath regen. And I think I lost some Wrath regen, so let me switch to whatever gave me Wrath regen before. Probably this thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna be right back, guys. I just wanted to get you guys started with what we're gonna be doing, and once we come back, I'm gonna have figured out what the hell I'm doing with this build. So see you guys in a little bit. Yeah, I just wanted to pop in and let you guys know I found something quite awesome that I forgot about from my first time playing the game all those years ago. We have the guillotine here, which gives you a plus 300% chance of, or plus 30 per, let me get my words right. It gives you a plus 300% damage rate on critical hits. So if you went to Stonebro over there and upped your critical chance to something ridiculous, like you probably could have got it up like plus maybe to like 15%. You can have a weapon that does plus 410% critical damage, and this one already does more damage than the scythe I'm using, which is the Angel of Death scythe. It does about 30 more damage on average. So overall you'd be doing way more damage with this if you invested in I guess strength and critical damage or critical chance, because this does all the damage you need right here. So just keep that in mind if you're using a more physical type build. This is a really good scythe for that. So just wanted to let you guys know that little pro tip. All right, what's up guys? I did go through my inventory to figure out exactly what we're going to be doing with this character, and I did go through and do my skills over again as well. So I just want to give you guys an update on what I'm doing. I did just get a respec from Vulgrim there. So let's go ahead and show you guys what I'm doing here. So as far as skills go, again, I'm going down the Arcane route. And starting with Exhume, I did every ability for Exhume and maxed it out except for Death's Allure, which attracts the enemies to the ghouls. So I recognize that this may make things a bit more difficult for me in terms of getting the enemy off my back. But this ability in and of itself anyway, I didn't notice too much of a improvement with it when I got the level 1 version. And I also didn't notice too much of an improvement when I switched from level 1 to level 3 of it. So I'm going to, eventually I might get it back as I level up, but for now I'm not going to worry about it too much. And I did go again, of course, with Harvest for the pushback ability of it, and because it gives us execution chance. Also, I only got one level of this, but I think I could respec again to not get this, because I'm not really looking for damage when it comes to this. I'm just mainly looking for the pushback and the additional Reaper energy it gives. So the more interesting thing here is I did the Aegis Guard to give me more resistance, as well as it gives Arcane as well, which is really good, and it also gives Arcane chance, which is for me one of the most important things. So when this is active, it does a bunch of cool things. So I do want to show you guys some of the disparities between these abilities. So let's do a little bit of combat test, just so you guys have like an idea of how to build your characters when it comes to really getting the most out of them. So for me, because of the way I fight, Arcane is really important. And one of the things I did change my armor as well. So apologies for being all over the place, but there's a lot to really explain here. I did change my armor and my weapon. For my weapon, I changed to the Shadow of Death Scythe from the Angel of Death Scythe. The Angel of Death Scythe is perfect for survivability because it gives health back basically for everything you do, for hitting, for killing, for getting crits. You get health back for it. So if we're ever experiencing any trouble in the Crucible, we're gonna switch back to this. But for now, this gives us what we need as far as our Arcane build. It gives us additional Arcane critical chance as well as Wrath Steel, which is really important. And you can see what our current Arcane critical chance is at. It's at 36%. That'll also be because of the armor I chose. And I did go back to the Skeletal Axe or Rending for the purposes of survivability, to add some level of survivability to the build. I could go with the Wandersmash to get even more Arcane critical damage and Arcane as well. I could go with the Lich Spines to get more Wrath Steel. So I do have a bunch of options here, and I did opt to keep a lot of these additional weapons over here. Really, I haven't gotten to sell them yet, so I might end up selling these weapons because I haven't been to the shop just yet. I did feed a bunch of them to my possessed claws here. We also have, I switched over to the Crow's armor from the Angel of Death stuff. So this is something that might change as we're fighting. The Angel of Death stuff again gives us really good survivability with the Wrath regen and the health regen. Honestly, this gear set could actually synergize pretty well with what I'm building anyway. Only thing we lose out on is some of that Wrath, because we get a lot of Wrath from the Crow, and we lose some Arcane as well. As you can see, our Arcane stat is really high. It went from 84 to 233 just by equipping the Crow armors. So yep, I equipped the Crow armor across the board, which every piece has basically the same stat increase. So I'm focusing on that. And for the Talisman, I went with this here for the Wrath regen, but I might rethink that. Because we do got some good stuff as far as execution chance goes. But for some level of Wrath regen, I didn't want to equip that. So that's what we're rocking with now. I'm not super duper confident about it, but I did want to show you guys kind of the difference in damage. So let me first switch over to my initial armor set, just to show you guys some of the damage differences. Okay. And this too. And apologies for any background noise. It seems like every time I record, my neighbors are very active. I don't know what's up with that. Just my luck, I suppose. Okay. So, the Exhume Explosion here, which is here, Corpse Explosion. Normally this has been doing 631 damage when we use it. This is, and this is after we've increased Death's damage, his Arcane damage, because this is an Arcane attack, so it does more Arcane damage. And just overall, we can look at the amount of damage that the ghoul does. The amount of damage some of these attacks do. All right, so let's go ahead and let me check this one out too, just to give you guys like something to kind of like a balance point to see what these things normally do. So you guys can go like back and forth to see the difference. Okay, so we got that, and now go ahead and equip the gear we're going to be using for this fight. All right, now let's take a look at the difference in skills. So it looks like that went up, the base damage that the ghouls do. Not sure if the fire damage went up. I wasn't really paying attention to the fire damage. But as you can see, the explosion damage nearly doubles. Then we can check out other stuff for the other. I don't know if this stuff went up by any measure. I think that went up a little bit. That definitely went up. That almost doubled as well. And this did not double, or this did not increase. So yeah, some of these skills just use pure physical damage, but others, I think this and this are going to use Arcane. That's all I want to show you. We'll get in one combat situation. Now I'll show you guys why I'm not entirely confident with this build. Oh, actually, let me increase or equip my stuff again. That's kind of important. Okay. Okay, so these guys are pretty strong on their own. It still takes them quite some time to tear through the enemy on their own. And if I get in with the scythes, I'm pretty good on getting my wrath back. So that's quite alright. What puts this over the top though is this. Once I'm out of wrath, things get a bit dicey, but dude, when I have wrath, I'm pretty powerful. As you can see, my resistance goes up. My arcane went up by 30 for using this because I maxed this out. So let's see the increase in damage. So it takes up to 1212, which is respectable, I guess. But maybe not quite worth it. Maybe we can use these points, allocate the points from grave defense and add them to something else. Maybe grounding or the reflect, or maybe even something over here. Or maybe we can even get Death's Allure for that, because it's only 30 extra arcane. I do want to mess around and see how much damage the actual lightning is doing to the enemy. A decent amount, but you gotta be pretty close to him for it to work. Okay, and the defense is pretty good, I would say. Get in with the size too. So my only thing is it's not as overpowered as I would want it to be, because I sacrificed a lot to get that, and it's not nearly as overpowered as I would like. So I'm able to kill the enemy faster with this loadout, but other than that, like, it honestly doesn't make me nearly as powerful as I would want. Like, I want to be able to confidently take these guys out. I'm not quite there yet, so I think I might tinker around a little bit. I think I do want additional execution chance as well. That's something I want to look into. So I'm going to go around to the shops to see if I can find something to really help with that. And I think I might go back to my survivability. I'm not sure. I'm gonna look around and see if I can do a little bit better. If push comes to shove, I might end up getting my save file from the cloud and then just kind of starting over, re-rolling the character from the last, from basically the start of the episode. Just re-roll it to the end, see if we can get something a bit better. But yeah, just want to give you guys a little tutorial on kind of how to build a character, what to look out for, because I'm doing all this stuff on the fly, so of course I'm going to be making mistakes and stuff. But you know, if you guys are doing this right, which you guys are, a lot of you are probably even better than me at this, because I'm pretty shit when it comes to building characters in general. I'm typically like a generalist, like an all-rounder. I just get a character that's like really good at the basics and go from there. I find like one really cheap thing and kind of gravitate towards that. But as far as this goes, yeah, we're gonna figure the character out, and the next time you guys see me, I will have figured that out. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward you guys to the next part, and you guys will see the outcome of my efforts, pretty much. So be right back, guys. Alright, so I'm gonna see if Volrum has anything for us.
I have new items if you have the coin.
Alright, what I decided was that I'm gonna need another possessed scythe in order to actually kind of... There we go, perfect. And it comes with...
You've made...
Oh, it already comes with stuff on it. That's not good. I actually didn't want it to have stuff on it. Let's check that out. Oh, it comes with a bunch of stuff on it that I don't want. It's really weak in comparison because it has stuff already on it that I don't necessarily need. We still feed it stuff, but it's not really what I want.
Fresh merchandise.
Health per kill, shock damage, critical damage, health per kill. Not
Do
horrible.
make sure they...
Wrath per kill, not horrible. Shock damage, pierce, arcane. And I'm out of Volrum coins. So I did not get what I needed. Let's go ahead and go to the other shop.
There are new talismans for you to browse.
Warlock. Health on execute. Should be pretty good. Arcane crit. Health, defense, arcane. Arcane crit chance. I guess if I was going to keep this, that would be the route I went.
As you reap, I will sow.
Oh, browse around. We have new items.
Well, some of these already have cool stuff on them. Execution chance. Health on crit. Critical damage. Alright, well, I think I'm going to be giving this the old reload. The old retry.
Old fool.